Our next step is where we take our robotic arm, everything that we have here, and we're going to glue this right across here. So we'll be sitting like this. Okay, it doesn't matter where you glue it on because the whole thing is going to rotate around. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to glue that on. Before we glue this on, you want to check to make sure that this part right here is flat. If it's not flat, it should be flat. But if you sanded it for some reason and it's not flat, you need to make sure it is flat before you glue it on. The second part, once we glue this onto here, your project's no longer going to fit in your locker, so you're going to have to store it somewhere on the shelves. Just make sure that your name is on it. So what we're going to do, same thing, use a fair amount. Of hot glue. And try to put it right in the center. Now, you're going to sit there pressing down and holding for at least a minute because that glue needs to set up and cool. So if you let go too soon, what's going to happen is the whole thing will just fall over like that. That's not good. So sit there and hold it. So here's our robotic arm after the robotic arm has been glued to our base. Now we just need to glue on the swivel to our robotic arm and our base, and we are pretty much done building our robotic arm. Next, we need to make sure that our base can swivel. So these are the last parts we're going to need. A large syringe. It should be the last of our wood pieces, our number 14s and our number 15s, and our last two styrofoam pieces. So what we're going to do, these are going to get hot glued on just like that. Same thing, we want to make sure that our holes line up. So that's where we're going to take one of our wooden dowels and make sure our holes line up. And that's what we're going to do right now. Get our two pieces on. Put our hot glue on. Lock that into place. The same thing on this one. We'll take our tombstone piece. I'm going to glue it on the top, just like that. Let's bring that enough glue. And then we want to take our drill and drill a hole. Take our drill. Just like that. Okay, so final assembly, we're going to take our little rectangle piece here and we're going to glue it to our base. What I would do is kind of put it in the far corner from our robotic arm. Just like that. Glue. Just like that. Now, I'm going to take our number 15 piece and we're going to glue it onto the side right about there. Okay, so this is eventually going to get connected just like this. Same thing, take a little hot glue. There you go. Now we also need to take our drill and we're going to drill right into the center of this piece. Now, it does not need to go all the way through. Basically, we just kind of get a little bit of a hole. About halfway. That's plenty good. That's going to go right there. Now, this piece is going to go on the back, hook my tombstone piece. So this is going to go in just like that. Now, my tombstone piece needs to connect with that, and you're thinking, well, that's on in the wrong way. What do I do? Do you need to take it off? No. Just twist it, and everything should line up. And that's where you take what should be your last wooden dowel. And there you go. Now, basically, you're done. The only thing you're going to have to do is fill all of these up with water, which I will show you in a later video. So if you get to this point, stop. Don't fill with water yet. The other thing is we definitely want that hot glue to dry and finish before it cools, otherwise that'll rip off. And I think that's about it. The other thing, I guess, when you glue this robotic arm onto your disc, have it sitting back like that, not, I guess if you had to pick a side that it should be on, it should be back a little bit further than saying forward because of the weight of the arm. And like I said, everything should still work. Like that. So I'll rotate. Now I realize you will not get a full 360-degree rotation, but it's not designed that way. Voila, there you go.